You always forget that it goes mead and cheese.
I forget that last little bit, what happens. So yeah, welcome to Mead and Cheese. This isn't a special, this is an argument. I want to make that clear.
It's a very special argument.
Yeah, it's an argument for Robert Baratheon. As the episode is called, it's the argument for Robert Baratheon being the best king of Westeros. Because originally, when I wanted...
All right, so I'd like to introduce myself, please. They may know who you are, but I believe I'm a guest, technically.
I'm coming to that. I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Originally, I was going to do a fly special.
Okay.
And then I decided not to do that because I wasn't feeling it.
No.
And then I thought, who better to do a Robert Baratheon special with?
Yeah.
And Tom Dyer was available.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I read the books about 2013. I watched like 2 seasons of the show and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. I have not engaged with it since then.
So you've seen 2 seasons. So
I think I saw 3 maybe.
3 seasons. So most of the time you had
Robert was alive for the first season.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for everyone. Robert Baratheon, he unfortunately passes away.
He does, and that is very, very sad. But anyway, so first off...
You got some notes on why Robert Baratheon is so great.
I actually do. You've just reminded me. I've actually.
Lord.
This is the only episode I've ever written like
I read
a page of
Wikipedia
notes
for about 5 seconds on Robert Baratheon, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember him.
I've got a statement. So, and again, feel free to chip in at any point with this statement. It's quite short. Okay, it starts with Robert Baratheon, like many of us, was a flawed person, but he got the big calls right. Even though he made a few small, minor mistakes along the way, he was the best king of Game of Thrones and oversaw a long last of peace and partying.
First off, define long?
How long was he king for?
I think it was like a couple of years, wasn't it?
It was quite a while. Cause he was
it was, yeah, because he had Joffrey, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let's find out. Does it say the length
it's
of his
more
reign?
Than it must. Well,
because he was only 46 when he died. But we should have done more research. Game of Thrones season 1. No, I don't want season 1. I want how long was he king?
Long was Robert? I know it was more than 10 years.
Yeah.
I think it might be 17, but
17. Actually, no, that's not bad.
Oh, he reigned for 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years.
I guess that's not short,
is
it?
That's quite a lot, actually. It's not long, it's not ages, but it's 15 years.
I also want to say big decisions. Can you name the big decisions he got right?
Right, so there is a scene, and he goes like this. 5 armies. He's like, what's stronger, 5 or 1 army? And Cersei's like, oh, 5 armies stronger. He's like, no, 1 army, 1 united goal. And that's when he started to make the decision to take out Daenerys Targaryen. That was his call. So I think that decision was justified because in the last season of Game of Thrones, spoiler alert.
Yeah, this is going to be spoiler heavy, everyone.
You see Daenerys Targaryen
go cuckoo crazy.
Yeah, absolutely burn the city down. I know some people say that's D&D butchering her character.
That's the directors, not Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, but she did do that. She did burn the whole city down.
Yeah,
and in a way, Robert Baratheon was right to say, "Oh yeah, let's take them out."
Well, I mean, you can't really give him that. Because he didn't have he didn't know that was going to happen. He was just doing it to stop anyone else having a claim on the crown. But equally, I'd say historical precedent, the Targaryens, they weren't exactly the finest fellows.
Yeah, like, some kings were, some are bad. There's a mixed bag of them.
Well, the more recent ones were bad, weren't they?
The Mad King was very bad. And again, like, talking about big calls, like, I view that as a big call, like, to have a rebellion.
Well, he wasn't really the head, was he? He was just the biggest guy.
Like,
it was all planned by all the nerds, like Mr. Nedward Stark.
So Baratheon was Baratheon was the big strong man. He was muscly, he was massive. He had and he he was he sort of led the rebellion. He was the figurehead of it.
That was a stump.
Yeah,
pretty much. Everyone who loves him, you got to admit he ain't the brightest tool in the show.
I think he's got unconventional wisdom.
Well, I don't think he's not an idiot. I think he's just kind of he's not a politician. He's not very.
Yeah, like I think like a lot of things, like he does get some things right. Like he knew that the Dothraki horde was going to be a problem, where a lot of people were saying that's not going to be a problem. He knew he deep down he knew the Lannisters were trying to play him. But I think he's someone who, and I always think like the best leaders sometimes are the people who weren't like really meant to be a leader. And Robert was one of them people who wasn't really meant to be king ever. You know, he was meant to be Lord of the Stormlands.
I mean, do you think that his influence made the kingdom safer to live in? Like, do you think that what he did to it was a positive change?
Yeah.
So you think that like all the church and all that and all the burnings and everything that happened, and his son getting in power?
I think like he didn't want his son in power.
Well, he wanted Mr. Ed Stark in charge.
He wanted Ed in charge.
But unfortunately, because obviously if you invite the guy who's going to replace the son's going to kill the guy.
Yeah, I think what happened was he didn't expect to die. Like he
got owned by a boar.
Got owned by the boar, so he didn't expect to die. And then I think like if he would have survived a few more years, I reckon he could have waved off Daenerys. And in all seriousness, I think he would have actually been a king, because we'll go into more detail of some reasons why he would have been able to fight off the White Walkers. I reckon as a king, because Robert was very much an inactive ruler in peacetime. Like he partied, he'd had fun. He was
really fat,
leading the party, leading the eating. But in wartime, he was a good figurehead.
Yeah, well, that was his whole thing. Because I don't want to. I'm not sure if it happened in the show, but in the books, I'm pretty sure there's a whole scene where he's talking to Ed, and he's like, "I was never meant to be the peacetime king. I was supposed to be the guy that got rid of the old guy, and then I'm gone. I'm back to my fighting and my hunting.
Yeah.
But while I am here, all I can do is hope it remains as peaceful as it can be."
Yeah, and I think 15 years of peace.
Relative peace, yeah.
Relative peace. Like there wasn't perfect, but like 15 years of peace. Now I'm saying like the rulers we see in Game of Thrones TV. I'm not going to talk about the past rulers apart from the Mad King.
Yeah, he's the direct past one. You're allowed to talk about him.
The Mad King butchered people, burned people. Like he was going insane.
He was a religious zealot. He was power hungry. He was nutty.
And then we after Robert we have Joffrey, absolute psycho.
Yeah.
Then the next one we have Tommen.
He don't do anything.
Yeah, he's too young, but we
have Cersei.
I actually think he's okay.
Well, he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Though. Like as a person, he's less flawed than Joffrey. Yeah. But again, as a king, you don't do anything.
And then we have Cersei, who is bad, and then we have Daenerys, who we have for a bit, who did very bad things in the first season, but I think. If you look at it from this perspective,
well, she's only queen for, spoiler alert, like a day, innit?
Yeah, but I think she's actually bad in a way because
she is bad.
Robert was, again, we say a peacetime king. Like reform can happen under peace. Daenerys' always had the intention to invade Westeros and remove Robert the usurper, and that would have caused more death and devastation if she would have said, "You know what? I'm just going to do my thing. I'm just going to live out in Essos." And, she could have even stopped just liberating, stayed in that part of the world. She didn't have to come and attack Westeros when they had a very good king in place already who had a claim to the throne. Baratheons are slightly related to the Targaryens.
And again, ousting a dictator is I'm not a medieval peasant, so I can't speak from their opinion. Yeah. But I would assume that the guy that ousts a medieval dictator who's gone crazy, they get a claim to the throne there. That's a free win.
Yeah, like she never really acknowledges what Robert did, and this is what always annoys me in the season, because they say, "Oh, he's a usurper. He sent assassins. He took out my father," but there was never that acknowledgement that her father was a bad dude.
Well, and also it wasn't. it was a usurping, but it wasn't through snide means. It was through direct warfare. Like, they fought. There were battlefields.
Yeah, and if you look at this, like, they call him the usurper. But what did is it Aegon Targaryen do? He flew over to Westeros and conquered it.
Yeah, is that the first one?
The very first king of the Seven Kingdoms. He flew over to Westeros and conquered it and fought loads of people. So I believe right of conquest is a legitimate thing in the
country of Westeros.
Yeah, in the country of Westeros.
Or the state? I don't know what it would be.
It's a country.
The Union of Westeros?
Yeah.
There's loads of little countries, isn't it? It's old-timey.
Yeah. But I think like he then has the legitimate throne. If Daenerys, right, it is Daenerys right in that sort of term to
through inheritance,
inheritance to put through her claim and through conquest. But by doing that, she's starting a war with the king who took the throne by right, who won. You don't win the throne without a certain amount of backing.
Yeah, well, it's like rock paper scissors. Like the conquering king beats the inheritor king. The inheritor king beats the scheming king beats the conquering king. Because the schemer will kill the conqueror and then just, I've got a claim, blah, 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 fictionalise it. Because the conqueror has no legitimacy, really.
Yeah.
But he does have the army, which means he can just take out the guy that's currently there by right.
Yeah, and
you can't, scheme around someone who's supposed to be there.
And I think one of the things with Robert is he had a very good team around him. The thing is, Varys was always plotting against him. He should have got rid of Varys.
Yeah.
He should have got rid of some other people in his council.
I will say, obviously it backfired in the long run, but pre-series, the marriage to the Lannisters, I think it was a good move as well.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he did that.
To be honest, I'm going to do the two truths in a lie, and then I'm going to go into this second point, because I don't want to give away answers in the truth and lie too early on. But
this is a quiz show for me now, apparently.
So, normally we have a whole range of people.
There's 3 or 4 people, but Corey's graduating right now.
Yeah, congratulations to Corey graduating.
Maddie's graduating tomorrow.
Maddie's going to get her nails done. Ed is also moving into our flat. Yeah. So it's just me and Tom. Yeah. I was quite scared I was going to do this show on my own, but just be the one person.
Talking about Robert Baratheon. I think you could have done it.
I think it's the one thing I could have done. Right, so this is round 1. So one of these will be a lie and 2 of them are true. So number 1, before Lord Stark being Hand of the King, the position was held by Jon Arryn. In season 1, Robert, while telling war stories, he shouted "More mead" to his steward Lancel Lannister. So he shouted "More mead" to his steward Lannel Lannister. Yeah, I'm butchering that name, but he's a bad character, so I'm going to butcher it anyway.
Not interesting enough.
And before dying, Robert names Ned as Lord Regent and Protector of the Realm.
I thought it was Aaron who was the hand. Mm-hmm. The More mead one's got to be fake then.
Yeah.
I
only wish. Yeah, Jon Arryn was Hand of the King.
Yeah, and I know for a fact that that he died. He's I think Ned should be the cool guy.
Yeah.
And then Ned immediately gets a big gun put to his head and his head blown up.
Yeah,
that's not true. It's a medieval thing.
So yeah, this is why I didn't want to talk. Right. So the first thing I want to say is I get why he had Jon Arryn as Hand of the King. I think he possibly could have put Tywin Lannister as Hand of the King.
Yeah. Well, the issue is he can't marry Cersei and have Tywin Lannister. And he must have liked Aaron enough to want him there or want that allegiance there.
Yeah.
Because if you have double Lannister, then they will, as they do,
kill you. Yeah.
Be responsible for your death.
Was
that ever confirmed? It wasn't it? That they released the boar.
They were scheming to kill him slowly. I don't know how involved Tywin would have been in that. It was definitely Cersei involved. But yeah, I think Tywin was a very good Hand of the King to Tommen and Joffrey as well. But I'm not sure if Ned Stark was the best call for Hand of the King.
I think Ned would have been absolutely great were it not for the fact he was being put in such a volatile situation. I think Ned would be a great peacetime ruler because he's very boring. He's very good at all the dull economic and like survival stuff.
So I agree with you. Ed could have been a peacetime ruler, but the problem with Ed, he had no political play.
Yeah, he had nothing. He was a complete outsider.
Too honest. Said always told the truth. He would have needed to sweep the floor of everyone.
Yeah, everyone would have to love him immediately.
Yeah, like everyone, like he would have to talk. And I mean, like he tried to arrest Cersei. He has to take them out. You know, he has to. And he got them big calls wrong. You know, so he
was almost the inverse of Robert, where all his little calls were great and phenomenal, but he couldn't handle the big swings, the big plays.
So I think like Robert and Ned could have been a good pack if Robert was in full health.
Yeah,
because Robert was right about killing Daenerys Targaryen. I know people who love Daenerys might say he's wrong, but he had a point there.
Yeah. From a material point of view, they have opposing kingdoms, but not both of them cannot exist. And he must destroy her to keep existing. She must destroy him to keep existing. If things are to play out the way they do in the show.
I mean, I think
hopefully in the books they don't, because it kind of gets dumb in the show. But
also, I do think when he does make the call, when he's dying on his deathbed, said stop he goes, Ned, don't kill the girl, it's wrong. I do think he's right to make that call as well, because he's dying. Like the Baratheon reigns.
The kingdom is now corrupt.
Yeah. So he's now.
He knows he hates his son.
So yeah. He's like, you know.
Well, if I'm not here, I'd rather she get back in than let this rat run around.
So he gets. So he's into the deathbed. He gets the calls right. The call to put his best mate in power was the right decision, but it just didn't. He was too weak to let it cement. Like, you know. Yeah,
it was too little, too late.
Yeah,
it was the correct move, but you know things are already in play.
And for someone who always made the correct moves, it was kind of a shame.
I mean, I'm still not sure if he always made the correct moves.
Well, we're going to do this in round 2 now.
Okay.
So this is round 2 of 2 truths and a lie. So these are a bit more bigger, and better. So at the age of 6, or it was 5 or 6, Robert and his brother Stannis were taken by their father to King's Landing, and they saw a fair-haired, magnificent man on the Iron Throne.
Magnificent man. Yeah.
And they were sure he was king. They were absolutely sure he was king. Only later would they learn that was not King Aerys on the throne, but rather the hand of the king, Tywin Lannister. That's number 1. Robert prefers crossbows over swords. His signature weapon is a crossbow with an iron stag on it. He uses it was created by Donald Noyce. I'm butchering that name. It is said that Robert's only blade is a small hunting knife, which was gifted to him by his father, foster father, John Arryn. So his basically that's one is his preferred weapon is a crossbow. And number 3 is 6 years into his reign, King Robert successfully fought off the Greyjoy rebellion. Balon Greyjoy believed that Robert would not have the support among the nobles to successfully ward off an Ironborn attack, but Baratheon defeated him.
Well, the crossbow wants to lie, isn't it?
Yeah.
He has a warhammer.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He's a big buff boy. Why would he have a crossbow?
Yeah, it was the crossbow. It was the warhammer is his traditional weapon. You're right, but it was made by Donald Noyce, and it is believed that the only knife he does have is one from John Arryn. It is true that he saw Tywin on the throne when he was a kid and thought he was king. And that shows a bit about Tywin's character.
That he looks fancy.
He looks fancy, and he's meddling on the throne. And it is also true that
the Greyjoys got owned by him. Yeah,
and Balon really. This is another point about him being a good, wartime queen. Like the rebellion, he stomped that out. Like Balon Greyjoy got brought to him and made Nathan kneel in front of Robert Baratheon in chains. And in addition, this is how Theon Greyjoy ended up with the Starks. And he didn't Balon Greyjoy, he didn't kill him. He showed that that he could make Balon Greyjoy as subservient. I'm not going to say loyal. Yeah. I'm going to say subservient again, showing that he is a good peacetime ruler and he gets the big calls right.
I mean, the Greyjoys are like, I can't remember exactly, but aren't they like up to do another rebellion immediately though? Like, isn't the whole thing that, like, Balon was like, you can't do this because my son's there, but everyone else on the island was, like, conspiring to kill Balon to do another conquering?
Well, that's why Robert's so smart. He gives Balon Greyjoy's son to his handyman, Ned Stark, say, look after this kid. And Balon Greyjoy is then subservient. And
for someone to oust Balon to do another rebellion, they would have to get everyone on side, and that's hard to do.
And the only time they started a rebellion, again, the Greyjoys, was post Robert Baratheon.
R.I.P.
So, again, another war started because Robert Baratheon
ended
because a boar killed him.
Yeah.
So that's all for Two Truths and that, and well done. You obviously know a lot about Robert Baratheon.
I don't think they were very good, if I'm being honest. I think if you got people that hadn't read or seen any of this show, maybe they might have got it wrong.
I did make them easy. It's hard. I was finding it hard last night to think, like, what weapon. I was going to put an axe, but then I thought, that is just confusing.
Yeah.
If
you have the axe, then you can't do the trivia about the knife.
Yeah.
Because the axe also has a blade.
Yeah, so...
You could do a big club like a caveman.
But so Robert. Instead of talking about his sort of him being a king, I want to talk to him a bit more of him being an absolute party boy.
Yeah, okay. An important part of being a king is being a party boy, according to you.
Well, he just knows how to have a fun time, and I think, like, all his tournaments he had were amazing.
He did love a tournament.
Yeah, when Ned comes, he had that good tournament, and I think, like, here's an example of him being a good king. And if you've seen the recent, this is a minor spoiler. I'm not from the House of the Dragon,
the prequel series. I have not seen it.
So there's a tournament like that. What happens, and it gets a bit out of hand. And people start fighting and killing each other at the jousting. It's only minor characters, but it shows it gets out of hand. The king's gone off for some reason,
for a smoke break,
and no one's stopping it. So this fight happens, showing there's no authority. And I think if the king was there, that still would have happened because there was fighting, and it just sort of happened. When the Hound and the Mountain started fighting, during the jousting, you see King Robert stands up and he goes, stop in the name of your king. And they drop their swords, and I think they kneel. And that shows to me that Robert is respected.
Well, especially by fight people.
Yeah.
Like, because no matter what I think even outside of thinking of him as a politician, as we've done before, I think when you tie in Party Boy, you have to include fighter in there as well, because a big part of his partying is he gets drunk and punches people.
Yeah.
Like, because he's a big fella in the show as well as the books. He's like a big, meaty man.
And he's always having a laugh about that. I love it how he laughs about his weight. It's like, Lancel Lannister, go get me the breastplate stretcher.
I'm not sure if it's a good scene, but I like that scene. I bring me my breastplate stretcher. Yeah.
He's good. I do think, like, as a person, he might have drank mead as well.
It's around that time period, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't think he'd see himself, because all the upper class people wouldn't. But I think he'd see himself as down to earth enough to just drink the swill.
Yeah, like, he was a party boy, and like it goes back to, like, when his Stannis was getting married. Good old Robert slept in Stannis' wedding bed with a prostitute.
What a monster! What an animal!
He did not care, but
he's not a good brother. We can cross that one out. Yeah. He is not a good brother.
Yeah, he was not.
Like, well, actually, do we know much about his relationship with Renly?
Not much. He didn't really go into it.
It's known that Stannis hated him. Stannis respected him, but he hated him.
Yeah, like I think, to be honest, I think he should have probably had Stannis on the
council somewhere. But Stannis wanted to stay where he was, didn't he? He wanted to stay head of Baratheon.
He was master of ships, actually, Stannis was, for a while. I'm not sure why he left.
He might have just left after Joffrey got in.
No, it wasn't after Joffrey. He left before John Arryn. I'm pretty sure he was on the small council for a bit, though.
Maybe he just got bored of his brother being drunk and annoying.
Yeah. Anyway, so should we go to a quick song break?
I just want to say one thing.
Yep.
Out of all the other kings, I think I could see Mr. Baratheon at his height, at his prime, walking around the streets, getting drunk and talking to normal people.
And I think they also wouldn't hate him.
No, I think they'll be like, yeah, that's Robert.
Yeah, that's Robert. That's the king.
That's King Rob.
Yeah, yeah. Like he was a man of the people. I think he's like, and even like Bran wasn't as good as a king as Robert. Robert is because the king's a figurehead. He's not really the leader.
Again, spoiler for Game of Thrones. Bran's stupid. Bran as king is so dumb.
Yeah, Bran has to get like tied to a tree to become king. That's not a cool way to become king. Cool way to become king is like slamming people with a
it's almost like Dune, where if you put the guy who can read minds in charge, it'll probably go all right. But like, come on, man, it's not really society anymore, is it? You're overseen by the Godworm who knows what everyone's doing. Yeah.
So they do get a Godworm, which you wouldn't have got if Robert stayed in power.
Well, he couldn't have stayed in power. He died. He died from hunting a pig that was too big.
George R. R. Martin, I think if Robert stayed alive, it would have been a one-book series. It would have been, Robert survived the boar, happily ever after.
I don't think so. I think he probably would have been killed another way. Because those nasty Lannisters were out for him, and I don't think he would have ever killed Cersei or Jaime. Because he liked Jaime as well, didn't he?
He liked Jaime. He did. Jaime didn't like him though.
Yeah,
Jaime
because he saw him as a boorish oaf.
Also, he was sleeping.
Yeah, he was in a relationship with his wife's sister.
Yeah, so he didn't like that. And also, Robert didn't love Cersei either.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna. We can get onto that in the next section. Is domestic abuse and treatment of spouse in relation to kinghood.
Cool.
Anyway, we got Bad Boy by Miami Sound Machine. Just in case anyone's wondering, I've themed all these songs around bad boys and drinking and being a bad king. Anyway. Wow, and that was Making Bad Decisions by The Strokes. And I think we can all agree that Robert made some bad decisions.
Yes. We can. He did make some. Yeah, every king makes bad decisions. When I was chairperson of Demon Media, you make some mistakes. But I think it's about getting the big calls right.
I will say as well, in 5 minutes we're going to be interrupted by This Is Demon FM, but then after that we'll be right back in. Alright, so small council. That's a good king has a good team.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about now.
A good king has a good team. Just bear with me 1 second.
Oh, he's fiddling with the camera.
It's overheated.
Oh boy.
So before we do that,
more songs?
We'll I want to talk just quickly about a mead we tried this week.
Okay, yeah.
Which you also tried, Tom.
I know it was my mead. My parents' mead. Thank you to Alison and Mike Dye for the mead.
Oh, we've tried more than one mead then. We've tried 2 meads.
Oh yeah, we tried 2. Christmas mead.
Yeah, Christmas mead from Lime Bay.
And the Linseed Dark mead.
Which was also very nice. I think the Christmas mead is my new favourite mead.
It was very good.
It was very nice. I think it's very much for Christmas as well.
It was incredibly sweet for a mead.
So I think that might be my new top mead. Your mead you brought I liked. It reminded me of the blackberry mead from Helligan Garden.
Yeah, it was a bit sour, a bit bitter.
It was more like a wine mead, and I read the back and it was mixed with grapes. But you don't know where they got that from.
No idea where they got it from.
Crazy
world we live in.
Yeah. But the Lime Bay mead, Maddie got from somewhere in Crewe, I believe, near Manchester. She went to a
little mead place, didn't she?
Yeah, she went to this mead place where they literally sold loads of mead in a garden centre. It was like she described it as a Tory garden centre.
Madeline.
that was very, very exciting to see, and I enjoyed seeing the photos. And it's like somewhere.
Yeah, she got Mead Hunter immediately. Rank of Mead Hunter in 1.
Yeah, and yeah, she did. And it was very nice. Like it was. I think that. I don't want to say it's better than Lime Bay Original or Connor Daly's Mead, which is Connor Daly's Mead is very nice, but the problem is I've had Lime Bay Original and like the original types of mead quite often. This sort of mead
was a little treat.
It was like sweet, and I think I always think, would I have that on my wine rack, and would I have more than one bottle of it? And I think I definitely would have it on my wine rack. And I think I might even push to having 2 of them on the wine rack.
Really? The Christmas one?
Yeah.
Really? You think that's a regular drinking drink?
No, I don't think it's a regular.
To me, it's like a sparkling wine. It's like, it's fancy, it's nice, but you can't overindulge in it.
I think it's a special occasion one. Yeah. I agree with that. I think I would have one for Christmas. But like not one a year, but like one every so often.
Yeah,
it's like Bailey's. It's delicious, but
bit saccharine.
I would say that particular mead.
Do you want to just keep going for the next 3 minutes on mead talk, and then we'll just restart the video into an hour?
Yeah.
Still having camera problems, everyone.
It should be okay now. Basically, what happens every so often is camera overheats. I need to probably change some settings. Like now you're going to be back on.
Oh wow, fantastic!
And there you go. So.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a frozen frame. Whatever you want to say, it just needs to
do
me.
This little thing. That's no problem.
Yeah, I'm trying to like perfect my live stream setup, but it takes
some time.
Yeah.
I will say on the dark mead, the linseed dark mead, I think it was. If I'm being honest, it got me very drunk. More drunk than I was expecting, but it wasn't like that great as a drinking drink.
Yeah,
like it was a bit too tart and sour for my taste, honestly.
And was that the first time you had Harvest Gold mead?
No, I had some of that ages ago.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy Harvest Gold. It's very basic, but
it's my least favourite mead.
Is it?
Yeah, but I appreciate the like Morrison's. It doesn't sell Morrison's in Leicester. Don't sell it anymore, but they used to.
One in Lutterworth does. Interestingly enough.
Was it £5?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's the cheapest mead, and I think like for the cheapest mead, it's a good have it like
intro to mead.
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly have it advertised on my wine rack, but you know it might be.
Is this your rating system? Your wine rack rating?
I like to. We have like a full-on rating system somehow. Like Corey's
some insane.
Yeah, Corey has it. Like we talk about it, but then I have my own personal thing, which is
it wine rack ready?
Yeah, like I would have. I imagine myself having like a small wine rack of about 5 to 6 glasses, bottles.
Glasses.
And I try and pick like which ones I would have in it. So I think the spice mead would have it. I would definitely have a Connor Daly's mead, have a bottle of Lime Bay, a bottle of Haileygan Berry Mead, and a bottle of it'll be between a bottle of Haileygan Honey Mead or a bottle of Mint Mead.
The mint one was very nice.
Probably the mint one, because I've already got a Haileygan Berry Mead. But my idea is it's not just to be 5 of my favourite mead. It's like a range of different meads.
For those of you who can't hear him anymore, he dropped his keys, I think?
My camera, like thing for it, what are they called? Camera caps.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, strange rating system.
This is your student sound.
Here we go.
Demon
this
FM.
is Demon FM.
Yeah, that is your student sound. And we're back now. It's 6 o'clock, everyone. Welcome to the evening.
Welcome. So we are still...
It's the Robert Baratheon special.
The argument for Robert Baratheon being the best king of Westeros. So, yeah, where I was leaving off, we were going to talk about his relationships, but also you thought of an interesting game, haven't you?
An interesting game?
Yeah.
What's my game?
Of reassigning his small castle.
Yeah, sorry. So I'm just opening up a big picture of Robert Baratheon so we remember who we're talking about. There he is. There you go. For
there you go.
You can see it in the live stream. There he is. Robert Baratheon.
There he is. I'm gonna really make that big as well.
Well, it's already a compressed photo, so this ain't. He has a nice crown. We should do his style as well. Rank his kingly styles.
I think he has very good style as like a king.
Let's just see if we can get a nice cycle of photos. Yeah, so there's him. Is that at the show, at the jousting?
Yeah, that is at the jousting.
He's got his fancy crown on.
That's like...
There's a glamour shot.
Yeah, that's when he had his portrait. That's from the
That's
book.
a drawing. There he is again. He looks quite bewildered in this one.
I like his horn. Like,
Yeah,
I've always
big
thought
drinking horn.
we should have them types of horns on Mead and Cheese.
He's screaming now.
Oh, that's when he's saying,
"Respect your king." Yeah.
"Up in the name of your king." Like that's
Tom Hardy as Robert Baratheon. Oh. Anyway, I'm just looking at his outfits now.
So yeah, he's got good outfits.
There's a face up of him looking old.
Oh, that's what we wanted to see, like old Robert Baratheon.
Yeah. All right, so small council.
So
every good king has a good team.
Yeah,
a leader is built by their team.
Yeah, and like a lot of people,
the king's team may be everyone that he rules. They're also specifically the people he appoints to be his team.
Exactly, and I think what people say is like sometimes your team has to be better than you. So Robert was a very good king, but you know his team. I think a lot of it can come down to that. So we are going to be two maesters, two grand maesters in the Westeros world.
With the viziers, we are.
Yeah, and we're gone to Robert. You know what? We've had a vision. Your team,
not great.
Not great.
Stink.
But me and Tom are going to help you reappoint it.
And again, as I'm saying, I've not really engaged with Game of Thrones media post about 2015, so I might be fumbling on some of these characters. But
so the positions are.
Yep.
So we've got Hand of the King,
classic. Formerly John Arryn, and then when he gets popped, it becomes Mr. Ed Stark for a little bit.
So we can decide. I think we'll go for a full replacement of that.
Yeah.
Then we have the Master of Coin, which is the Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Yeah, that's Peter Baelish in Robert's Council.
Littlefinger, yeah. Then we have the Master of Whisperers.
The Spy Master.
Which is one which is...
currently run by Varys in Robert's cabinet.
Yeah, so we got...
Bold Eunuch.
Bold Varys. And then we have the Master of Ships, which was Stannis.
Brother.
Then we have the Commander of the King's Guard. So this is the guy who's in charge of protecting Robert. And we have...
We have the Master of Laws.
Yeah.
Which was given to Renly. I'm going to go out of the limb. I didn't realise that was a thing. I'm assuming it was just a job he gave his little brother.
So that's like...
And we got the Grand Maester, who is Pycelle.
Which is like the chief scientist.
That's the medicine man, yeah.
Yeah. So, which one do you want to start with?
Well, I think we should start with Pycelle. Because Pycelle needs to go, because he's like basically directly responsible for Robert dying, because he just didn't treat him.
Okay. So, we've got to think, the only other maester I really know is... Oh no, we know a few. And there's Qyburn, which is the maester...
Yeah, so the known Grand Maesters... We got Gawain, who died. Myros, who died as well. Desmond, again, died. We got Bennifer and Melos, they all died. We got Samwell, who becomes it under Bran. What are the Meisters? Okay, there we go.
So Grand Maester's the one for the king.
Yeah.
So they become their, like... Every house has a maester.
Yeah. So there's Samwell, there's Pycelle, there's Lewin, there's Aemon... There is Volker of Castle Rock, Heliwig, Vulcan, the Bear Island Meister, the Citadel Meister, Archmeister Erebos, and what's his face? Who's the wall one?
Oh, that's Aemon.
Aemon, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is, yeah.
So, I would say no to Aemon because he is a secret Targaryen.
Well, and also he's very anti being involved in politics, isn't he?
So I don't think I think he's wise, but I think where he is probably the best.
Yeah,
place
I think if you knowing what we know about how important the wall is, keep him up there for a bit.
Yeah. Now there's one what's not on there who technically is a maester, but he's a dark arts maester who Cersei appoints onto as Hand of the King called Qyburn.
He's on here, but I didn't list him because he's. Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah. He's the one that resurrects Big Boy, isn't it?
The Mountain, yeah.
Spoiler alert for Game of Thrones.
I'm edging towards having him as Grand Maester.
Really?
Because he would do all the dark experiments. He's quite a smart guy.
He's completely amoral.
Yeah, but that's why I think he'll be good under Robert, because if Robert is in a powerful position and he's just allowed to do his thing, I think he'll benefit King Robert. And because as long as he has his space to do his experiments in, he's going to benefit Robert.
I mean, his experiments do backfire and get him directly killed. Like,
they do, yeah.
They don't work,
but
they're horrible, they're evil, they're amoral, and they don't work.
Yeah.
Why would you give him... And he's not going to help if there's a plague or anything. He doesn't care.
Maybe not a plague, but what he does help with is particularly so we're reassigning Robert's council, and he's about to have an invasion from Daenerys Targaryen, who has dragons.
Well, in 10 to 15 years, yeah.
Yeah. So...
maybe not 10, maybe 5 years.
5 years. So 5 years' time, Robert believes there's an invasion coming as well. But Qui-Gon actually invents the crossbow, the big, massive crossbow.
The auto crossbow. What are they called? They're like a ballista, aren't they? But they don't call them that. Yeah,
and he invents them, dragon defense crossbows, which then actually help take out. I think they kill one dragon with that.
They pop one of them, I think.
Yeah. So that's why I think he might be a good option. Because he does not have that sort of... I mean, obviously we wouldn't know that as time and appointment, but he does have...
Well, we've had a vision. We've seen the future.
So that's why I'd want him as a Grand Maester, personally.
I mean...
Also, he's played by a very good actor.
I can't say I never met the fellow. I don't think. So, how as a member of the Vision community, I know that the gods are kind of real in this universe.
Yeah,
and I know that the Greyjoys and the Mormonts and Bear Island, have functional immortality because they kill a guy and they bring him back to life with the Ocean God, don't they?
The Mormonts?
No, not who are the Greyjoys, the boat people.
Yeah.
Like the way their priests come out is they just drown them, and then like a day later they wake up undrowned as like living vessels of the god.
Okay, yeah.
I kind of want someone who can do sea magic.
You want sea magic, man?
Yeah. I'm not sure if they have a formal one, but I'm sure we could just get like the head.
We could get like one of like the just. I mean that. I think they'll be just rocking about on that island. They're not like...
Yeah, and maybe it doesn't work outside the island. I don't know. Qui-Gon's quite a good one, but I feel like... who's Cresson? Maester Cresson. He was Stannis' buddy. No, I like Cresson.
Oh,
he was the one that was mad that Stannis was doing all the demon magic.
Yeah. I think he's too like conventional as a Maester.
I don't know. He attempts to poison Melisandre by poisoning himself.
Yeah, he literally kills himself.
Yeah.
Which I don't want any of our council to do.
It's funny, though.
So we can go for someone who's not a Maester and make them a Maester as well.
I don't know anyone else.
Okay. So who shall we go for, then?
I think you're winning with Qui-Gon. I would go for Cresson myself, but I think Qui-Gon you've got enough arguments for.
Okay, we'll go for Qui-Gon for...
Qui-Gon? I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't want someone who just poisons themselves to make a point.
Well, he was trying to kill someone.
Yeah, and he failed.
Anyway, Pycelle's got to go. That guy sucks.
Pycelle is bad. That's where we agree here. Pycelle is very bad.
Yeah.
So we got rid of Pycelle and we replaced him with Qui-Gon. So next job...
Go for the coin next?
Yeah, the Master of Coin.
Let's go for Littlefinger. Littlefinger's current Master of the Coin.
Which... So under Littlefinger, we were just talking about this for the show. One reason Robert's kingdom was poor is because Littlefinger kept saying, spend, we have loads of money.
Yeah, he was hiding the actual debt they were in.
Yeah, he was putting them into debt, which is literally the worst thing a chancellor can do. So we need someone who's frugal, someone who has a good sense of money. Part of me wants to say Stannis.
Stannis, I think, would be quite good.
Because he's quite boring, isn't he?
Yeah.
Quite like... I feel like he'd be quite conservative with the money.
I think Ed might be a good choice.
Ed Stark,
Yeah.
Master of Coin.
Like, he's incredibly dull and incredibly rules-following.
Yeah.
Which, like, and he does have enough political clout that he could probably talk to the people they're in debt to and, like, work something out.
Yeah, because you think with Ed that at least he's going to have... he's sort of quite an honest dude, so he's not going to do the whole spending, and I think he's going to be honest to Robert. He's like, he was someone...
He was one of the few people that stood up to Robert as well.
Yeah, and I think if Robert was like, let's have a joust, and Ed said...
We cannot afford it.
Yeah, I think Robert would respect that.
But I also do think Ned's got enough brain power that he could probably figure out a way to make the joust make money.
Yeah. So
anyway, I was going to say as well, ones we've had in this series, we had Littlefinger at the start, then we got Tyrion, then that was left open. Then we had Mace Tyrell, who I don't really know anything about.
Oh, he was just another idiot.
Yeah, he has a funny mustache. Then we have no one until Bronn in season 8.
Who I don't think Bronn's a good decision for
I don't
money.
either.
I couldn't.
Actually, he's a good money manager, but in a military sense.
Yeah,
Like he's very frugal, but on account of like he's a scumbag poor person who's very honourable. He's great, but he is only after his own self-interest.
yeah. Bronn was. I really like Bronn as a character.
Yeah.
He was one of my favourites after Robert died. I think I'm going to agree with you with Ed for this one. I think we get Ned in charge of the money.
Yeah, I think Ed needs to be in there, but I don't think he's a good hand of the king.
Yeah, I think he, and so we in agreement. Ed is now the new Master of Coin.
Yeah.
Okay, so what one should we do next?
Do you want to do Whispers?
Yeah,
We've got the Spider.
I'm going to go off what you just said, and I think we should have maybe Bronn for the Spy Master. It's
Really?
currently held by Varys for Robert,
Yeah.
who is very good at it.
It's him for most of it, isn't it? When does it change?
It changes like
after 2 minutes.
and
Qyburn gets in. Qyburn.
Yeah, I think Qyburn was that and Hand of the King in the end.
Yeah, he was.
Qyburn
Yeah.
was quite a cool Master of Whispers because he got loads of like children and paid them like it's really creepy. Paid them with sweets, I think, and they all went and found secrets.
Did spying for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Littlefinger's thing was he ran all the brothels.
Yeah.
What was Varys' thing?
Varys had loads of orphans as well who would spy.
Network of informants. Little birds. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I think what basically Qyburn did is just use that network.
Yeah, just do it again.
Yeah, do it again because that worked. And Varys was a professional. Like he didn't leave that role. He left that role for that council and went and did it for Daenerys.
Yeah, he did a job switch. He didn't get killed.
Yeah, so he's very good at it, but the problem is he's plotting against Robert, and
we don't want our boy dying.
yeah, I think we assassinate Varys as he leaves.
I'm assuming that all these characters just cease to exist with our magic powers after this. When they're ousted. I think you're right in saying we have to kill Varys. I think you can get rid of Pycelle fine. Like, who cares?
Yeah, we'll ship Pycelle.
Littlefinger, he's got his own little weird stuff he's trying to do with that woman.
Yeah.
Maybe you might have to kill him. I don't know.
Probably. I think you have to kill Littlefinger.
You have
and
to
Varys.
kill Varys. Yeah.
Definitely Varys, but we have to find someone to replace him.
Oh, piss. I've just realised I want Ed for another role.
What role do you want?
I want Ed for the Master of Laws.
I think he'll be better as Master of Coin.
Yeah.
Because Master of Laws is like
real bureaucrat stuff.
Yeah, and also like
also,
Ned.
It was given to Renly, which makes it seem like it's a fake job.
Yeah, like, and also like Ned is going to be a lot more responsible with the money.
Yeah,
like,
money's a civil order's not currently a disaster.
Yeah.
Money is.
Money is the main thing. I mean, where the law is, it doesn't seem like it has a big role in the series, but
I genuinely didn't know it was a thing.
So who should we get as the Master of Whispers then? So we need someone who's slimy, I think.
Well, who do you think?
One option I was thinking was Bronn, because I do believe that he has that sort of. He knows a lot of people. He he does have the knack for the people, and I feel like he could find out information quite easily. And I don't think he'll do the orphan. I think he'd find a new way of doing it.
Well, I think he would be far more open. He'd be far more Littlefinger-style brothels, or maybe like bars and taverns and stuff.
Taverns, bar, and I think he'll be good at that. Good in them areas, not so much the orphans. What do you think? You got any?
So, assuming that I have absolute power here and can just command someone into a position, I'd probably go with what's his face, the Scepter, the religious leader.
The Scepter.
Yeah.
Which one?
I can't remember what his name is. The one that like does the flagellation of Cersei and like oversees all the religious reforms.
Oh, the High Sparrow.
Yeah, High Septon. Yeah, Maynard.
Yeah. Okay, he's a good actor.
He's a good actor.
Why do you think he'll be good for the spy master role, though? Because
he's absolutely adherent to laws, so he's not going to betray you.
Yeah.
He owns the confessional. Where else are you? As religious influence increases, where else will they get more secrets from?
Okay. The only thing, the
only issue is he has loyalty outside of you, but that loyalty is to God, so can't really be too mad about that.
He would not like Robert as king as well.
He wouldn't like Robert as king, but they were loyal to him. They didn't betray him. The Scepters didn't betray him. They just hung out.
So you're talking about the High Sparrow?
Yeah. But before him, it was just the Scepters, and they were the same church leaders, aren't they?
Yeah, because the High Sparrow is slightly different, because he's more like a like the Scepters are can be corrupted, where the High Sparrow...
Well, he was the Inquisition guy, wasn't he? He was, I'm getting rid of the corruption, I'm the champion now.
Yeah, and he builds like an army.
Yeah.
And a religious army. Which, I think as long as he might be good at it, as long as you keep his power in check. Because I feel like he would try and bring back that... His whole thing is to bring the religious militia. And I think we have to make sure we monitor that.
Yeah, but I mean, a religious army is always useful.
Yeah. We get say Daenerys is coming and she didn't believe in the Seven. That could be useful.
The Faith Militant, yeah.
Faith Militant sounds like...
So, the will of the High Septon. Who was the last High Septon then? The High Septon was the High Sparrow. There he is. Yeah, because assuming that through my magic he is now Guy. He's now the guy. I think he'd be very good.
Yeah, I feel like anyone would accept the role because it's King Robert Baratheon asking. You're being asked by the king himself. So, I don't think we're going to have any problem with people accepting these jobs.
Does he... Yeah, he was a sparrow.
I think the sparrow's a nickname.
Yeah. Well, it was, yeah. The sparrows were guided fully by large, small folk during the years of the Way of the Five Kings. The popular movement, followed by the face of outrageous suffering being inflicted on the commoners by the High Lords. Now, I don't think Robert did a lot of High Lord inflicting suffering.
Yeah.
He mostly just let the small counties do what they wanted, which was why when he died, they all wanted to be king.
Yeah. So I think...
the High Sparrow only becomes the Sparrows during the War of the Five Kings, which is, it's all of them in it. With what's his name, Joffrey.
Yeah, because also with Robert in charge, we have a lot more peace. We are living in a peace time.
Yeah, and again, we are magic. So in my mind, we've time traveled him at his most functional when he's got all his network set up and everything.
Yeah, we'll give him that. We'll set up the network.
Yeah, we're wizards. So.
And also, they have the time. We're giving them time to.
Yeah, we've extended Robert's life by using lightning to destroy the boar as it's charging.
Yeah.
All right, who we got next? Up next, let's go for the guard, head of the royal guard.
Okay, so this has got to be a good fighter. So at the minute, it's Barristan Selmy.
Barristan Selmy.
So there's 7 Kingsguard, but to save time, we're not going to appoint.
We'll go to the big dog.
We're going to get the big dog, and they can appoint us.
Yeah.
To be honest, he wasn't a bad Kingsguard.
Yeah, you can't exactly account for Boar.
Yeah, he was very loyal. Like he didn't ditch Robert, he ditched Joffrey, but Joffrey sacked him. So I'm half in mind just to say keep him.
I think I'd keep him as well.
Yeah.
Don't fix what ain't broke.
Yeah, so we'll keep Baratheon.
I don't know what he does really. I don't remember him acting in any real strong way.
He's just the King's Guard. He's just in charge of it, and he's old. So obviously he's not as fast. That's why Joffrey got rid of him. But he wields a lot of respect because he's
like an old knight, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an old, very respectful knight, and he is still a good fighter. Like when I say he's slowed down, I mean maybe someone like Jaime Lannister could take
but again,
him.
Jaime Lannister at that point was up there with the best sword fighters that the kingdom had.
But he's not protecting the king just with.
Yeah, he's got a team.
Yeah, and he's got a team, and he's leading that team, and he's making sure that team's noble to him. But also, he is very well respected.
Right. Let's go for the next one. Let's go for Master of Laws, given to Renly Baratheon. Again, this seems like a fake title that he gave his little brother.
So part of me says let's give it to Stannis, but make the powerful position really like fake and weak just to piss Stannis off.
Yeah, but you don't want to piss Stannis off too much, because you know what happens when that happens. He goes all weird religion.
So at the minute, we've only got males in the cabinet. I feel like we should try.
A bit sexist.
Yeah, I feel like we should try and get some females in. And I feel like...
Who's the old witch at Highgarden? Like the one that poisoned Joffrey?
Oh, Alina Tyrell.
Yeah. Is that Highgarden?
Yeah.
No, it's the gardens or whatever.
Yeah, Alina Tyrell.
Is she any good?
She's quite a good political player.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've got to talk to them. Rest in peace to the actor who played her as well.
Yeah.
She passed away last year, I think. But she was very she was a good political player. I think you could go for the younger. There's Margaret Tyrell as well, who probably wouldn't have wielded as much sort of respect.
Oh, she's not. She would be. Which one did she do much? Was she the one that was going to marry Joffrey?
Yeah, and then she married Tommen instead. She was, and she also married Renly. So she's been about. She's married a lot of kings.
Yeah, because that was
She's a very good political player. Like she was smart. But she's very similar to her mum, but she's younger.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, do you want someone young?
Do we want someone young?
Or do you want someone old and wise? Maybe for laws you want someone old.
Yeah.
See, you either go old and wise and they have quite conservative laws come through. Or you have someone young and driven and you have quite new...
I think if we're at the start of Robert's reign, we want to recapture some strength. We want someone that's gonna get the country safe, if not prosperous.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, man. It's such a boring role, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll give it to Alina
Tyrell.
The old one, and then we can pass it on.
Yeah, because she's going to die in a minute, so...
Yeah.
No offence to the actress, obviously, rest in peace, but to the character, she is also very old.
Yeah, so we'll then pass it on to her daughter.
We got Master of Ships.
Master of Ships. Who was
Stannis was it under?
Stannis,
Robert.
yeah. But
I think Stannis isn't a bad call.
I don't think he's a bad call, but I think there's someone better, which is Davos, which was Stannis' Hand of the King.
Davos. Onion Knight.
Yeah, Onion Knight. Or speaking of that, Theon Greyjoy's sister.
She was really good. She was the pirate woman.
Yeah, let's get an actual pirate ship person.
She was really good, wasn't she?
Yeah.
'Cause she was one of the ones that was like subcontracted to do all the sailing in like the latter half of the show, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. So I think we get her, and it he's more annoys Balon Greyjoy as well.
Yeah. Well, no, it wouldn't annoy him. I don't think.
You don't think?
I think that would because then that's power, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is like. Yeah, one of my sons is captive, but he's the one that's like annoying and rude. So.
Yeah, and we're also taking the daughter as well. It puts Balon still.
But we put a daughter in direct power though.
Yeah, but we also have we own the council.
Yeah.
So I think we go with Yara Greyjoy.
Yara Greyjoy. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, last position. We saved the big dog till last.
Hand of the King.
The Hand of the King.
Oh, wait, 1 sec.
Ooh, 1 sec.
I've got an idea for this.
Okay. And it needs you to get out your little secret treat, whatever this is. Oh, I can't see it, and I'm dreading on it.
So I think there's only really one person who should be...
Is it you? You've got a little prop Hand of the King badge, haven't you? You loser.
Yeah, I've got a little prop Hand of the King badge.
Yeah.
I think I should be Robert's Hand of the King.
Well, as the foresight ultimate wizard who knows exactly what to do.
I think the problem with Robert, I would protect him.
I'm not sure if you'd protect him. I bet you'd hang out with him a lot.
Yeah, I'll be like his boy.
Boys out. Let's go have sex with some prostitutes.
Yeah, Robert, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm like, Maddie will be always cooking him dinner. Look at that. There you go.
Yeah, because it's a 2-in-1, because you come with Maddie as well.
Yeah, Maddie will be there, and I'll be there. I'll be like, Robert, let's go. But no, in all seriousness, no, don't think about someone in the series. Yeah. As much as I'd love to be the Hand of the King, I don't live in this kingdom.
Yeah. Right, so known Hand of the Kings. I don't care about all the Targaryens. They're all boring. Under Aerys II, he had Tywin, the betrayer, famously. Tywin Lannister.
I don't think we have Tywin.
No, he can hang out in the Kingguard as like the second guy.
Yeah, Tywin is a good.
He's a fight boy, but he's not like a manager boy.
Tywin Lannister.
Oh no, Tywin. Yeah, sorry, Blair. Tywin. I meant the other guy. His son.
Oh, Jaime. Yeah, no, Jaime Lannister shouldn't be Hand of the King. He's not political, and Tywin is.
Tywin's got too many machinations on power.
Yeah, and Tywin, I don't think he would be loyal to Robert.
No, I don't. Well, he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't. So we'll want someone.
Then we got Jon Arryn and Ed. Rest in peace, unfortunately.
So Jon Arryn's dead at this point, so we won't have him.
Then we have Tywin and Tyrion coming under Joffrey.
I don't think we have Tyrion.
No, Tyrion's like not a great Hand of the King, man.
Yeah.
And he's not loyal, and he's known skewy. We have Kevin Lannister. That was a guy who was just given a job. Then after Kevin Lannister, we have Qyburn under Cersei. We've already got him. Then we have Tyrion, and then Tyrion again under Bran. I don't think that's a good idea. Have you got anyone you want for this?
We need someone who's strong, first of all. Who's going to keep the council in check. Like, I always want to put myself forward, but I know I can't. That's not the point of the game. God. Who would be good? So, I don't want Stannis. I don't think Stannis has the political sort of fortitude. Tyrion, I don't think he'll be good.
What was the name of the woman who was travelling with Tywin's son, with Jaime? The sword woman. Blonde hair, like bleach blonde.
Oh, Brienne.
Brienne.
I think Brienne isn't a good option because she's more of a fighter again.
Yeah, I'd put her in the Kingsguard though.
Yeah, definitely have her in the Kingsguard.
Very good fighter.
Yeah, definitely have her in the Kingsguard. I'm trying to think. The White Walkers. We have the White Walkers.
I don't think they'd be a good.
Yeah.
Who was Ned's oldest son?
Robb Stark.
Robb Stark, was he any good? He was like a fight boy as well, wasn't he?
He was a good king. He wasn't as much a fight boy. He became more of like just a king. Like,
yeah, he was. The only issue was he tried to get his genitals wet with someone who he was unwedded to, didn't he?
Yeah,
and he ruined an alliance.
I think he didn't have the foresight to be king, and I think he's too young.
Yeah, to be king's hand.
I always like the idea of Jorah Mormont. I think he would be a good hand of the
Jorah?
King. Yeah. But the problem is Jorah, he's loyal to Daenerys.
Yeah. Nothing loves to overheat.
But there is a moment where Tywin does send a letter to Jorah Mormont saying...
Want to hang out here?
Yeah, like Robert actually pardoned Jorah Mormont. And then he didn't send that letter because he died. Ned was against it, but I think maybe we bring Jorah. He seemed quite on it.
I mean, in this world, are you trying to kill Daenerys?
Yeah,
because I really don't think that you can do both those things. Because I know that we're magicking them in them and magicking them to full power.
Yeah.
But I think an integral part of Jorah's character is his affections for Daenerys.
Yeah, okay, fair. I think if Jorah wasn't affected by Daenerys, I think
it'd be good, yeah.
I think he'll be good, but I think, like, I do agree that I think it's going to be... It'll be playing with very much fire, won't it, to try and get him in.
Yeah.
Who, though?
Who? I think Davos isn't bad, but we've already got him as Master of Ships.
Yeah, we've got Yara Greyjoy Master of Ships. We haven't got Davos in.
We could put Davos in.
Could put Davos in.
He's not great, but like he's wise and he's loyal.
Okay, so Davos is one option. Let me get up like Game of Thrones cast on my computer.
Who's smartest Game of Thrones characters?
Yeah. We'll type in best.
Hodor.
Thrones.
I mean, if we're going for full power, we could get like Bran.
Bran wouldn't be powerful in this point, though.
Yeah, I guess. I guess if we're taking Bran, we can't take Tree Bran. Who's the guy that trained Bran? He was trained by the Tree Man. Who was the Tree Man?
Oh, I don't know. He was Bran, but he wouldn't be able to come because he's physically...
He's stuck to a tree.
Yeah, he's stuck to a tree. And also, I don't think Robert would be down for that. I think Robert would sack us.
Yeah. I don't want no tree magic in my council. Yeah, the Three-Eyed Raven.
We could go for Ramsay Bolton.
No. Ramsay was like the crazy one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a nutter.
He was the one that kept feeding people to dogs.
Or Sansa Stark. She becomes quite a powerful player, but
She's too young.
Yeah, too young.
Like, I know that we've used magic to get the High Sparrow in, but even at that point, he's still an adult. He still has, functional brain.
Tywin was a good hand. What about...
Yeah, Tywin would be great if it weren't for the fact that he's so dang good at betraying.
Oberyn Martell?
Oberyn? Which one was Oberyn?
He was a spear guy.
No, he's a great fighter, but he was a fancy lad.
Who is his older brother?
Ruling for Doran. Doran Martell. He was the chess guy.
He seems smart.
He has a short life expectancy though, doesn't he?
I don't think so. He's got gout, so he can't. He's wheelchair bound.
He gets murdered by by
the Dornish.
Yeah.
So we would have to tell him to come and leave his kingdom because technically he is a king.
And he's not a part of us.
Yeah, it's sort of like they're called the Prince of Dawn. Mm. So technically, they're part of the Seven Kingdoms, but it's by choice.
Yeah,
not by.
It's a partnership, not a.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd do it. I think he'd be too busy hanging out in his place.
I think he'd be good.
He would be very good, though. Yeah. Does he have any friends? Does he have a buddy?
He has a security guard who's cool. They really talking about the Prince of Dawn. They really butchered his character.
I don't know. I've only read the books again.
They didn't use him enough. They just had him murdered.
Because I remember his whole thing is I can't remember who's he interacting with in the books mainly. I can't remember.
He hasn't done much of him, but he's a wisely because he's chair bound. I think he has a lot.
Yeah, he interacts with Jaime a lot. I know that.
Okay, so.
I have to reread these books.
They are good.
They're just long.
Game of Thrones character.
I think we just put Doran Martell in.
Okay.
We've moved his chair. What's he going to do? Get up and walk home?
Yeah. Your chair's here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not really a viable say. Maybe we do put in Oberyn.
I agree with you about what you said about Oberyn.
He's just a fancy lad and a fighter.
What about Hot Pie?
We're not putting in Hot Pie. I refuse to put in Hot Pie.
Because everyone like Sansa's too young at this point.
All the Starks are out.
I don't want another Tyrell in.
Yeah.
Tyrion.
Tyrion's too schemy.
Yeah.
He's not to be trusted.
And I'm trying to look at smartest and dumbest characters to see.
One of the smartest characters varies. One of the dumbest characters varies by the end of the series.
Yeah. People do say like the Queen of Thorns, which is Olenna, and Dora Martell are really smart. Like people that they're not like as known though. Like obviously they're not frontline characters in the series.
Yeah. Well, because the show is ultimately about all the Starks, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess Cersei.
Yeah. And
Daenerys.
Someone put here like Doran as the smartest, then Peter, and then Varys. I think. Someone put Jon, Tywin, Tyrion, Aemon, Jorah, Tyrells, Jaime, Jojen Reed, Roose Bolton, Kevin Lannister, Walder Frey. Walder Frey's evil. Mance Rayder, Qyburn. Yeah.
I really think we just got a magic Doran.
Yeah, I think we could persuade him as well.
Yeah.
Like,
join us. You are the second in command. We'll give you complete autonomy still.
Right, here's what we do. Here's how we make it work. Does he have a daughter?
He's murdered along with his heir. Yes, he does have an heir.
So we say, look, Doran, what we're going to do is we're going to marry your daughter, if she's of age, to Robert Baratheon. We're going to divorce Cersei.
Oh, it's his son. He's got Trystane Martell.
Yeah, so we marry Trystane Martell to Robert Baratheon's
daughter.
We get rid of Robert Baratheon's kids.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah, they suck. No, we get rid of two. We get rid of keep Tommen.
Yeah, Tommen's a nice lad.
And we get rid of.
What does the daughter do? Did they forget to make a character for her?
She does actually end up marrying the heir to Dawn. Jaime negotiates it. I say we renegotiate that deal, but then offer the head of Dawn a seat on the small council.
Yeah,
and I think he'll take it if we're taking his daughter, and pretty much giving them some royal descent.
Yeah. Right, children. What's her name? We don't even know her name. That's not good, is it? Children. He has Marcella Baratheon. Personality. Sweet and innocent.
That's not personality. They're characteristics.
That is you wanted a. I guess she's a child in the start of the series, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she likes Trystane Martell. I think we could do this. I think we got it. I think we get Mr. Dawn in.
I think so. I think we've solved all Robert's
betrayal problems.
Yeah, and replace him with a team. And we've kind of got an heir. I don't know if we want Trystane Martell as the heir, but from what I need, he just seems like a decent sort of like not just a nice lad.
Yeah,
there's nothing bad about him.
And the Dornish, they're quite rich, aren't they?
The Dornish were rich.
They're always nice to get in on field.
We've got a loyal team to Robert, who I think all going to have their own ability. And I think then Robert then does become the best king, I think. Yeah. Because he's got this good team. Because Robert is just ultimately not going to run anything.
Yeah. Does Trystane have enough character traits to be a character?
He wasn't introduced for long, but he didn't seem like a psychopath.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good characteristic when most characters in Game of Thrones are psychos.
Yeah. Walks and flirts with his betrothed. They should ask Doran to have them married. Trystane, he seems to like Marcella. Okay. I don't know. I can't be able to read all this Wikipedia article.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, what are we doing last?
Oh, well, okay, so...
We've been doing for 46 minutes. Do you want to play some music?
Yeah, we'll play some music and then we'll do our pitch invasion.
Alright, we've got Mistletoe and Wine by Cliff Richard. Mistletoe and Wine by Cliff Richards, and I'm sure Robert Baratheon, as we've just argued who is the best king of Westeros, would enjoy Mistletoe and Wine and Christmas too, I'll bet.
I bet he loves Christmas. I bet it's a massive...
Christmas it's not a thing, is it, there?
I reckon...
They have like Festivus or something.
Yeah, Festivus. I reckon if you give him enough time, he'll come up with Christmas.
Yeah.
He'll make himself Santa as well.
Yeah, he would be Santa.
Okay, so would you like to do the pitch invasion?
Well, actually, just to jump on that, how would they do Christmas? Because winters in that world are like It's not seasons, is it?
So
it's like more like a plague that just happens and lasts for months and months and months.
So what it is they do have like normal seasons, but they have, you know how like we have cold periods and warm periods, like ice ages.
Yeah.
Not as extreme ice age, but like Victorian times were a lot colder than our times today.
Yeah, that's global warming as well.
Yeah, so bit of global warming, but a bit of like.
But in their universe, as well as the regular year seasons, they also have these big phantom zones that just force a cold on everything.
Yeah, and what that is all that is, you know, the White Walkers.
Yeah.
It's something to do with them walking closer. So as they close it, and it gets colder, and if they go back toward more into the north, it gets warmer.
So unless there's a leader, they all just sort of ambiently waddle around.
There is a leader throughout the whole thing, and he's gaining power, but I think it's to do with how close they are to the wall.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So for previous winters, when the White Walkers didn't come and do their conquering, but it was in recent memory.
Yeah,
they probably just happened to move close to the wall and then move back for a bit to regroup their numbers.
Yeah, sort of. That is a sort of basic concept behind it. But yeah. So, would you like to engage in pitch invasion?
I'll do a pitch invasion.
Now, this is going to be...
That camera's not having fun.
Yeah, I need to change the heat settings on it. 'Cause it gets overheated, but you can change the settings so it doesn't switch it.
Longer,
yeah, because it's got like high sensitivity to it at the minute. But it's a bit irritating, like doing it constantly. It's been quite bad recently for it. But yeah, so I'll quickly run through what the idea, concept behind this one is. So you are basically going to pitch a prequel series for Robert Baratheon, and that can be from any period you want.
Okay.
And you get extra points if you include Mead Cheese.
Okay. So I've got to come up with a whole prequel series for Robert Baratheon.
Yeah.
Have you done this?
No.
Okay. All right.
And just the headlines. You know, you don't need to. It's just like the concept of what's going to happen.
Okay.
Your time begins now.
So I've got to pitch to you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand that people don't like children's series, but I want to make a series called Young Robert Baratheon, much like Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
And what it's going to do is it's going to detail his life as a baby and as a child and his adventures, and it's going to start with him seeing Tywin Lannister and thinking he's the king.
Okay.
So him and Ned are like hanging out, their buddies, their pallies, their little kids. And most of the series is going to follow him as he visits different places around the world as a young king, aspires to be strong and fighty, loves to party, loves to do it, spends his time looking at all the different produces. Maybe he goes to the high gardens and he sees all the bees and he's like, I bet those bees could make a nice drink. I wonder what drink they'd make. And it's just a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. He goes to all the other foreign lands. He's like, oh, these are some delicacies. I love whatever the equivalent of France is in the Seven Kingdoms. I love this cheese they have. Because he was a rich kid, wasn't he? So he probably travelled the world a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the season ends with him having to take up arms and oh no, he's going crazy. It's time to start fighting.
So it's sort of like a grown-up story.
Well, it's like a coming of age with him starting as like a teenager and ending as like a young adult. And obviously the love interest is Lyanna. Or Lyanna, but she's not interested in him, and that's kind of the joke. Is little Robert, he's doing his best. But
I think that's interesting because naturally, most people will say you go straight to the rebellion, but you're going before.
Well, the rebellion, we know what the rebellion is,
so you'll start ending it at.
I'm ending it at the rebellion.
I like that. Okay, so pitch invasion then.
Okay.
Who would be the director of this?
I would get the director of Young Sheldon. I want this to be a weird comedy.
So it's a weird comedy. Okay.
No, I wouldn't get Young Sheldon though. Who would I get?
And who are you casting as Robert as well?
Robert Baratheon. Give me a second. I'm just going to search chubby guy with beard. He's not chubby though, is he? He's buff.
Yeah, he'll be really lean in the young days.
Yeah. Oh man.
Tom Holland?
No, not Tom Holland. I want someone who looks like a young Hugh Jackman.
What about Hugh Jackman?
No, he's too old, though.
Oh, I was going to say, what's it, that guy, but he didn't work. I think, you know the guy who plays the vampire in Twilight?
Well, the Batman as well.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
For Tywin, like a young Tywin.
Yeah, maybe for like a young Tywin, for someone who's quite elegant and
Yeah.
reserved. But I think we need someone quite brutal looking for Hugh Jackman. Oh, man. I don't know. I really don't know. Because he's got to be a good actor as well. He's got to be quite stern, but
Yeah.
also friendly. Like, you could see him being likable. There's a guy in this Cadbury ad who'd be quite good. Oh, I didn't want the noise. I don't know. I'm struggling to think.
Something.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at... Also, I need to think of a director still. Oh,
Johnny Depp.
No, not Johnny Depp. He's too lean. Okay, right. I want John Paul Tremblay, if I can get him young. I want Julian from Trailer Park Boys.
Okay.
I want that. That is my young Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, we'll just CGI it, innit?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, just make him young. Because look at him. He's massive. He's got his little goatee and little beard. He's constantly drinking. And he's got the right attitude of take no prisoners.
Because Robert Baratheon is all the attitude.
Yeah.
It's all about attitude. Okay, I like that.
I need a good director, though.
Yeah, so you got a director.
Alright, give me a second. Give me a second. Right, I want Josh Sawyer, the director of the video game Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
I think that is the tone I want.
Yeah.
Where it's serious and it's dark and it's like gritty and there's like everyone's struggling, but there's still dumb stuff happening and you can have characters be like silly and funny.
I like that. I do like
So
that.
Josh Sawyer, from the lead director of Fallout New Vegas, maybe the writer from Fallout New Vegas as well.
So you want the Fallout?
I want the Fallout New Vegas cast to work on.
Yeah.
John Gonzalez, you can get in as well. Our two directors. You've worked together before, you guys.
And would you have anyone for Lyanna Stark?
Who's the woman who has the weird, like, the weird big eyes? The actress.
Maisie Williams?
No.
Is she in Game of Thrones?
Yeah. She's the...
Oh, the woman who plays
Yeah, the
Margaery Tyrell.
Tyrell woman, yeah. I want someone that looks like that. Actress Big Eyes did not come up with anyone.
Big eyes.
Well, I know she's a Stark, isn't she? She's got to be quite lean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want someone serious. I don't know many serious actresses. Serious ginger actress. Is she ginger?
Leah, I'm going to give you creative freedom of that. You can have a ginger or not.
Okay.
Like, we can literally just put a wig on her. Worst comes
Yeah,
to
yeah.
worst.
Dye hair. I really don't know. I don't want hot redhead actresses. I want serious I put serious actress. I want someone who looks stern. I really don't know. That was another very good thing about Game of Thrones, is it took a lot of like no-name actors.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the people in season 1, they weren't like known.
Yeah, and they made them as well. Like, them actors are doing well now. Like, 9 out of 10.
Obviously, you had like what's his face as Ed Stark, and you did have Tyrion as like big punchers. But
was Tyrion a big puncher?
yeah, yeah,
I mean, Charles Dance was all right as well.
yeah. Who is Tyrion? It was how am I forgetting his name? Tyrion Lannister's. What's his name?
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage. Yeah,
Yeah.
He was a known entity. Oh man, I can't think of any serious actresses that I want. I'm gonna have to enter my brain prison for a second. So give me a moment here. You have another pitch invasion as well. You want to do, don't you?
We've only got 5 minutes, and that one, the other pitch invasion was just do a comeback season for Robert Baratheon.
Okay.
where it basically comes back to life. But I feel like because we did the whole pitching this new council thing, that would be his comeback season.
Yeah, that's Don't Call It a Comeback. I've been it for years. Because I want someone who has like the facial structure of a young Sarah Jessica Parker, but I can't just magically de-age someone.
Well, we can with CGI.
Yeah, but like I don't want to do that, and I don't think she's an actress that I want on it, really. I just want someone who's got a long face. Long face actress.
Long face actress.
Okay. Nah, I don't know. Celebrity face shapes long. Some celebrities with long faces. Let's view the gallery. Terry Hatcher? No. Sarah Jessica Parker? Yeah, I know, she's too old. Sandra Oh. Peaches Gelov? No. Mia Djokovic? She doesn't have a long face. I'm sorry, I'm really derailing this. I just can't think of any actresses who have the right anything.
Facial. Yeah, I think it's a hard one, innit? Because we don't really know her as a character as well.
Yeah. Well, I assume serious. I'd assume serious, but I don't know many serious actresses because I don't know many serious anything because I'm a comedy guy.
I mean, this is your prequel, so you can do it how you want.
No, but she's not going to. She can't be funny because Robert's funny.
Yeah.
So you have to have her be the foil.
I mean, you could go really all the way. You get the woman from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but I don't think we want her. So
I mean,
we don't want Dee Reynolds. What's her name? Caitlin Olsen.
I'm totally for refilming the end last season of Game of Thrones with Dee Reynolds as lead in that cast.
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. I just I think I'm going to say we find who was the original casting director for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Nina Gold. We get Nina Gold in. Find us a woman who's correct. I'm sorry, I don't know. I want a new actress for this. I kind of want a new actress for Robert as well, a new actor.
Yeah, so
I don't want any named cast. I want no celebrities in it. No one that anyone knows.
So here's a little challenge. Then you're going to have to cast them from Demon FM.
Oh, good lord. You're Robert.
I'm Robert.
Robert.
I like that.
You have that. You have that down.
Yeah.
You're jovial. You're funny. You look,
I mean, I don't think I'll be a great actor, but I think I'll do it for Robert.
Demon would be.
I think I'll do it for Robert.
Right, who else have we got?
Maddie could be Lyanna.
No, Maddie can't be Lyanna, because come on. Look at her.
What about...
No one's really serious in Demon is an issue.
I'll be Lyanna as well.
You're not serious.
What, Anna?
No, because Anna has a role. Anna is serious, but she unfortunately has a role, and that is by virtue of her accent, she has to be from somewhere else.
Okay, who else we got? We got Lou.
No, Lou's not serious. You can have Abby.
Abby.
You got Abby?
Yeah.
I think she's nice, and she could play like nice, but not interested in you quite well.
Okay, yeah.
Ed would be Ed. Eddard Stark could be played by Ed. No, he's not serious either.
No, could we get Corey? Is that no?
Corey's not serious.
What about Torrin?
Torrin's a good Ed.
Yeah,
he's going along with your shenanigans, but he's like,
yeah, and he has the vibe, and John Aaron, who's going to be looking after us all.
John Aaron. Well, he already has an actor. Does that actor have a son? Oh, we've got to go from Demon, haven't we?
Yeah,
Can we get Ian in?
Yeah, we'll get
Ian in. I want to be the guy who like runs the pub that you first start drinking at. I'm the guy that creates your alcoholism.
You could be there like the whole time, encouraging Robert to drink more.
Drink. Yeah. Oh, wait, we need the family, don't we? The fam.
Yeah.
Gendry. Ryan can be Gendry. Sounds of the 80s. And who's Stannis? Stannis has got to... Who's the worst member of the...
Strictest person from Demon here.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe Stannis just doesn't show up.
I think we have to have some... No, we've got to have Stannis.
Yeah, we need Stannis.
He's a younger brother, and...
We've got 37 seconds to come up with a Stannis.
Okay. We've got to have Ed.
No. Ryan is Stannis.
Yeah.
We have Jack TV Jack as Renly.
Yes.
He's a little sickly boy.
Yes, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah. Maddie is one of your prostitutes.
Yeah. And
that's going to have to call it.
Yeah, that concludes Robert Baratheon special. Just one final question for you, Tom. Thank you for co-hosting the show.
We're going to get interrupted in about 3 seconds by
Robert Baratheon, good king or bad king?
Your student sound.
There you go. It was a success.